How's it going, guys? My name's Graeme. Welcome back to the Kingdom of Loathing. Sorry it's been on such a long hiatus. I originally put it down because I had a cold through the recordings of episode 2 and 3. I tried to do more. I was too sick. It just came out terribly. Now today, I bit my tongue. I think I can talk around that fine. I don't think you'll notice that I'm like a marble mouth or anything like that. I think I'll be fine. But I just missed this game. It was shaping up to be such a fun series, and I didn't mean to set it aside like that. I've come back to it. Bear with me. I tried to give myself a refresher on where I left off. I should be able to get caught back up soon. For example, current quest, find a mosquito larva in the spooky forest in the distant woods. So I will head there first. I think that I am strong enough to take things on here. We'll figure it out. You managed to get quite a ways into the forest without running into any of those spooky monsters. Sigh of relief. That feels good. I don't know. I'm a little wary of monsters right now. You pause to catch your breath and look around, trying to figure out what to do with this newfound freedom. I just was fully expecting to fight my way through. Now I just get to tiptoe and prance my way along. The Arboreal Respite. Your interest is piqued when you notice an old, overgrown road leading off into the woods. Your soul is soothed when you hear the bubbling of a stream from somewhere nearby, and your sense of foreboding begins to tingle as you notice a dark thicket of trees on a nearby hillside. My suggestion would be to just steer clear of that. The darker the thicket, the more likely I would be to avoid it. It's not the darkest hillside thicket you've ever seen, but it's definitely one of the darker. Okay, so there's a spectrum here, and it's maybe we would flirt with the idea of a dark thicket. It's within the realm of possibilities right now. Which way will you go? Maybe you ought to look for that mosquito larva the council wants. You think back to everything you know about mosquitoes. A, they're annoying. B, they spread disease. C, they lay their eggs in water. So they're probably by the stream? That would make the most sense, but the thicket kind of became a whole thing, so I think I'm most interested in the thicket. Somewhat incidental that I made a big deal out of it, but now I feel somewhat committed, so I will brave the dark thicket. Through the thicket and the Thinnet. That's brilliant. Shadows gather as you follow the path into the dark thicket. The shadows skitter off before you can see what they were gathering. I assumed it was the shadows themselves that were gathering, but that's not important right now. What's important is that you're in the thick of this thicket, and you should get busy with whatever you're doing in here so you can get the hell out. There's a slightly darker path than the path you came in on, leading deeper into the thicket, so I'm not quite in the fullest thick of the thicket. This is just trying to say all this is getting wrapped up in my brain here. It's too much usage of the word thick and thicket. There's also an area of extremely thick plant growth off to the side of the path. So does that mean I have to choose between the thick of the thicket and the thick plant growth? Follow the even darker path, investigate the dense foliage. I have a little bit of background in botany. I'm more inclined to look at the foliage, I would say. The results, you investigate the especially dense foliage and discover its source, an overturned wagon full of fertilizer. How lucky of me that I found a poop wagon. Well, lucky for the forest, not lucky for whoever was driving that wagon. He probably got a pretty stern talking to when he went back to the fertilizer factory, or murdered by monsters before he made it. Either way, I'll bet it really sucked. You find an unbroken can of fertilizer in the wreckage, and you take it with you. The Spooky Grow Fertilizer, this is a can of fertilizer spray. It radiates a faint magical aura. It's funny how many things radiate a faint magical aura. Yeah, it's never radiates like an intense, imposing aura that you can see from miles around. It's always just faint, just like a hint magical. Well, we'll adventure again in the spooky forest. Maybe we'll find the mosquito. I probably could have committed and found that instantly. The side quest is what it's all about. I like side quests. Spooky vampire. He wants to suck your blood. He's a terrifying apparition, even though he talks like a cross between Arnold Schwarzenegger and Count Chocula. I've read all that before. You got the jump on him. Only Glancing blow. Paltry 1 damage. He might be a little out of your league. He transforms into a clammy mist and gets clams all over your calf. Clams of pain? That's just kind of gross. I thought it would do more damage than one. I mean, he probably could have done anything other than turn into a clammy mist, and he would have done more damage than 1. That's one of the most... Seems like it would be his weakest attack. And you swat him in the knee. Bam! New attack damage record. Oh, because it's 6 plus 6, so I did 12 damage. I was sitting there like, I'm pretty sure my old record was 9 or something. I just looked that up really recently in the old previous video. Cool. I will just adventure again immediately. Wolfman. I'm going to bash him right away. Instant win. Easy stuff. Ooh, spooky mummy. Have I fought a mummy before? In the spooky forest, you're attacked by one of the spookiest mummies you've ever seen. This isn't saying much, though, since you've never found mummies to be particularly spooky. I mean, oh no, I'll have to walk slightly faster if I want to escape. Sorry if that's repetitive. I don't think I've fought one of these mummies before, but it has been several months. Fighting a Trifid. A horrifying ambulatory plant. You'll probably need an ambulance after it's done ambulating all over you. Oh, it got the jump on me. I barely won. Nope, I lost. I died. You swing the knife goblin spatula and hit your foe, but it is so tough you only manage to inflict 1 damage. If you were more muscular, you'd be able to do some real damage against an opponent this strong. It shoots out its tongue-like appendage and hits you in the eye. You wish you could still see, so you could see red. You lose, you slink away dejected and defeated. I basically just have to go straight back to the campground and take a quick heal. And I'm just going to hop right back into the forest. I might as well. Oh, come on, bar. You stupid bar. I don't want to keep fighting so many things. Hey, you gain a muscle point, which is good, because we were just told that would be useful to us to do more damage. Maybe I can actually beat things up a little bit more easily. Oh, and more HP. I only have like 50% HP. Might have been worth it to heal, but whatever. I guess I'll go to the stream this time and actually find the mosquito thing. As long as I'm right. I don't know, maybe mosquito's annoying quality would mean that they're annoying to find, and that would mean they're in the least likely place to look. It's probably in the river. You follow your ears to the bubbling stream, you dip your feet in the cool water, and survey your surroundings. Downstream from where you're sitting, the area opens into a marshy expanse. You're normally pretty mellow about marshes. There's like a slight second of like, where are they going with this joke? What? I was treating that as the setup. That is the joke. They're just marshmallows. I love it. The consciousness of a stream, even the area itself, the stream of consciousness. So many jokes. You gotta be sharp on the ball. Gotta read everything if you want to catch all the jokes. But something about this one seems sort of harsh. It's a harsh mallow. Harsh mellow? No, it would be a harsh marsh. Yes. Upstream you spot a dark opening leading into the bank of the stream. It looks like it's just big enough for you to squeeze into, if you're in the mood to squeeze into something right about now. Do I just go to the marsh? Do I go into the cave, or do I go further upstream? I say further upstream. You make like a salmon would, if it could walk, and walk upstream a ways. An interesting choice. As you're negotiating one of the paths through the spooky forest, you encounter a vampire. He doesn't seem to have noticed you. How would you like to proceed? Ooh, do I interview the vampire, interrogate, or inter? Inter? Not like entice. Certainly 100% not enter. Place a corpse in a grave or tomb, typically with funeral rites. So basically I think that means I would fight it. You just gotta know a lot of words, dictionary words to play this game. I'm gonna interview him. I see no need to intimidate him with like an interrogation. I just want to talk with him. You pull out your notepad and your tape recorder and conduct a lengthy interview with this aristocrat of the night. Ooh, very formal, kind way to refer to him, you managed to make him sound pretty good. I mean, if that's... You could title the article that, Aristocrats of the Night, and people would be super intrigued. Despite his horrible speech impediment and that story about eating the rats that he insisted on bringing up over and over again, you gain 5 chutzpah and gain a moxie point. Perfect. I will not adventure again immediately. I do just want to run and grab a quick heal. Then I'll go back. Just for such an occasion where I am probably going to have to fight a thing. It just said something about him bouncing a basketball at me. That was how he chose to attack. Odd choice, Wolfman, but attack damage record for me. I'm all about that. He transforms into a cloud of clammy mist, and you get run over by a bunch of gorillas. So that had nothing to do with what this vampire was doing. His turning into a mist and the gorillas were completely unrelated, right? Because that was very strange. Okay, I think I need to use a skill on this because I don't want to die again to another one of these Trifids. You conjure up 3 ravioli, hurl them at him, boom, boom, boom. Done for it. You got the Moxie Weed. Small weed, which when eaten makes you more noxious, which would be like a temporary effect. I gotta run to the campground again. Taking lots of damage and all this. There we go. Lay eggs in water. Go explore the stream again. I'm getting exactly what I need here. Go further upstream. I'll march to the marsh this time. Oh, those look like they would be larvae. You enter the marsh and almost immediately plunge ankle deep into a puddle of filthy, stagnant water, exactly where they would probably be likely to be found. Grumbling, you extricate yourself from the mud and notice that your ministrations have stirred up a disgusting, wriggling mass of mosquito larvae. Actually, one of them isn't disgusting at all. It's sort of cute, so you decide to take it with you. Specifically, just that one, I think. This is the larva of a mosquito. It's very tiny, but with some tender, loving care and perhaps a terrarium, it could develop into a full-fledged mosquito. And it says it hatches into a mosquito. From pest to helper, a sucker for a good meal. This blood's for you, man. Damages your enemies and restores HP. So I could turn this into a pet? I don't think I really want a pet mosquito, but I think that is an option to me. So return to the Council of Loathing with the mosquito larvae. I'll just teleport my way over with that handy button there. Thanks for the Larva Adventurer. Actually, you know what? You look pretty lonely. Maybe you should hatch this larva and keep the mosquito as a pet. To do so, you'll need a familiar grow terrarium at your campsite. You can use this meat to buy one if you don't already have one. 500 meat. Let's go see how much they would cost. Probably from Mr. Store, I would guess. Let me flick through what he's got here. No. But, March's item of the month. I don't have any Mr. Accessories, I don't think. This is an accessory, a pretty nice one too. This item is bestowed upon those groovy individuals who see fit to contribute $10 or more to the maintenance and development of the Kingdom of Loathing. Oh, I did not know that's how you got one of those. This item cannot be equipped while in hardcore. So I do not have any of those, so I can't get the Pokafam guide to capturing all of them. Plant a tall grass garden and capture some small creatures. I am playing this April 5th. And they have a little note from April 3rd saying that the item of the month is coming up very soon. So this is not going to be available for much longer, I don't think, but so I'll probably miss it. But I'm curious what it is. Welcome to the exciting world of Pokafam training. Do you aspire to be the very greatest like no other trainer will ever be? Well, first you'll need to capture some Pokafam. Step 1. Find tall grass. Step 2. Stomp around in the tall grass until a Pokafam jumps out. Step 3. Don't bother messing around with balls or whatever. Just grab that sucker. Just throw a net at him or strangle it a little bit and shove it in your pocket. By following this simple guide, you too can capture all of them. Note that most Pokafam you capture this way are specialized for Pokafam battling. You can't be used as regular adventuring familiars like the mosquito would be. However, if someone who isn't a Pokefam trainer tries to capture one, they might find a special Pokefam berry or some other surprise instead. Such a confusing... There's a lot of stuff going on there. That is totally not something I'm going to bother with. The Horsery contract. Unlocked a Horsery in Seaside Town and grant a Steam DLC key for West of Loathing. That's totally cool that they provided an alternate way to download that DLC, because let me take a quick look at that. I just went and opened it up on Steam, and I'm pretty sure you can't actually buy that DLC on Steam, because it's totally stupid. It's just horse armor. So I like the idea that rather than having that throwaway like joke item as a thing you can buy over on Steam, you actually acquire it by playing their other game. That's cool. I like that. That's a very neat way to include that in this game. But I need to go back to the market square because I still have not found my terrarium. Here we go, the general store. He might have told me to go to the general store, and I might have got confused and went to Mr. Store. Oh, he's a general. What does he have a name? No, it just says general store. But maybe his name is General Store. Maybe his last name is Store, and he's a general. So it's the general store's general store. And let me just buy that terrarium. Perfect. And then I need to learn how to use it because I've never had to utilize anything like this before. Probably miscellaneous. It might have its own special location or whatever. Sorry, I'm definitely... Oh, let's see. Quest item, mosquito larvae, put in terrarium. I do too have a terrarium. I guess I just haven't used it. Ooh, I got a couple packages that I could open. These might have been sent to me by people. I had a few people watching the other videos who said that they might send me things. I thought I had opened all that stuff already. I'll have to check on that. Miscellaneous items. Here we go. Familiar. There you go. I've set it up in my campsite. There. That was more effort than I expected it to be. Now I can put that in there. You put the mosquito larva in your terrarium. It hatches immediately. I didn't expect it to hatch so quickly. You decide to name him Cassius. I like that. Take him with you right now. I might as well. 1 pound mosquito. That's a massive mosquito. That's way too huge. Oh, I can rename him, but I do like the name Cassius. There's something funny about that. I don't know why. That's just unexpected. Like, what? Who would have thought? So I like Cassius. I'm sticking with that one. I don't really have another quest on the go. I'm going to go back to the spooky forest. I can fight things a little bit, but mostly I want to get... I want to get things like this for a second time. I'm back at the Arboreal Respite, so I can try other avenues. I could go to the darker thicket. I think that's what I did last time. Let's follow the old road. The road less traveled. You wander a piece up the road, figuring that if life is a highway, you might as well ride it all night long. No reason not to. You pass a set of old wagon ruts leading deeper into the forest, just past a cobblestone path leading to a run-down-looking cottage. As you're trying to decide which of those things to investigate, you hear a whistling from behind you and turn around to see a hunter sitting in a tree stand just off the road. Well, talking to the hunter, I think, would be the most interesting. Yeah, I want to talk to the hunter. And not just because it was the most recent thing. The tree's last stand. You walk over to the hunter in his tree stand. "Howdy, adventurer," he says, quite amicably as you approach. "Seen any bar around here? I'm hunting them, you see." "I haven't, but now that you mention it, I could use a drink." I almost half forgot that the bears in this game are just called bars. The hunter looks around quizzically. "Anyway, I collect their skins. Useful as all get out, a bar skin is." So get out, couldn't tell ya. "If you find any, I'll gladly take them off your hands. I pay top sirloin, too. Let's call it 75 meat apiece." I think that's pretty damn good. I don't really have that much meat. "This here tree stand also doubles as a tree stand. So if you're interested in buying any trees, just let me know. I got hundreds of them. It's literally like they grow on trees." Why the hell would I Do I have barskins right now to sell them? You hand over a barskin. I must have only had the one. So I'm immediately going to flip that. I'll just treat it as if it was 25 meat for a tree. I'm very curious. So the hunter's eyes light up as he tastes your meat. Boy, howdy, you won't regret this here purchase, he says as he hands you an adorable little sapling. I got a spooky sapling. This is a sapling from the spooky forest. It twitches with magicalness. You can feel it trying to grow larger. There's so many things that are just vaguely magical. The other thing that mentioned it was very right. Oh, it's a quest item. So it says it's usable, but I will most certainly hang on to that because at some point I'm sure it'll come back up as something useful. So stick that in the stash for now. Back at the Respite. That was the old road. Well, let's do the old road again. I don't need to talk to the hunter again. Man, if I ever need to sell barskins, do I have to go through all this to re-find that guy? It's a lot to keep in mind to remember where the hell everything is. Let's go to the cottage this time. The results. There's definitely some kind of witch. You knock on the cottage door and it is opened by none other than the famed vampire hunter G. Have you seen any vampire hunters around here? The forest is crawling with them. Crawling! Wait, did I say vampire hunters? Have you seen any vampires? She looks very much more like a witch than a vampire hunter, but she's carrying the stake. Maybe this character is somehow half Buffy, half Sabrina? That'd be a pretty badass character. You stammer. Take these. If you find a vampire, use them to impale it and then tear out its heart. Then bring it back to me. I use them for... Never mind what I use them for. Stop asking so many questions. But I didn't, you say, as she shoves some stakes into your hands and slams the door in your face. I got wooden stakes. These are some wooden stakes. They could probably be used for slaying a number of vampires, or perhaps for other things. Oh, is this not an item that I use in battle? Is this actually like an equipable weapon? It's also a meat pasting component. Probably not going to do anything with that immediately. Back to the Respite. Old road again, why not, and follow the ruts this time. You follow the wagon ruts, being careful not to get stuck in them, must be deep-ass ruts, until you find an old overturned meat wagon. You search through the wreckage and help yourself to the spoils and the freshes. 49 meat. That was a very quick little outcome there. We'll do another... Hey, if we kill this bar, no skin from that guy. There's a vampire, though, so I do just want to quickly see. No, I think I would have to equip the stakes. I don't think it's an item that I can use. Hey, Cassius gains a pound. What the hell? How goddamn big is this guy gonna get? That's... I'm very curious. And is that just a way of measuring, like, his level? Cassius sucks 2 cc's of blood out of your opponent and injects them into you. You gain 4 hit points. I was only missing 1. I thought he would at best heal me like 1 at a time. He might be incredibly useful. I'm pretty pumped to have Cassius. And not just because I love his name a lot. You acquire an item, Spooky Stick. This is a stick from a tree in the spooky forest. It's pretty heavy. You could probably whack some stuff with it pretty effectively. 2-handed weapon, does some spooky damage. Let me take a quick look at equipment and see what I'm working with here. 3 to 6 damage from the Knobgoblin Spatula. And at this point, what do I got for weapons? The wooden stakes, 3 to 5, not as good. 3 to 6 plus 2 spooky. The Knobgoblin Spatula adds spell damage, which I think is good. And for that reason, I am planning to keep it for the time being. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. I might just continue on hammering around in the woods for a little while. There's so many options available to me. Probably more than I realize. So I don't know. I don't know where things will lead me, but I'm looking forward to spending some time poking around with this. I'll definitely record a batch of episodes right now because I do regret the series being on hold for so long, so we'll get ahead of it a little bit. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.